but they also have talents and skills.
Like anyone else.
And we've been able to, as a field, I think we've come a long way in developing our skills and techniques in finding out what do people truly want, what are they good at, and then we can even go to employers and customize jobs that we may have somebody who's very meticulous and very precise, and they don't mind repetitive work and doing the same thing every day.
Right.
And there are other workers that, that just slows them down. So we can bring somebody into the workplace, give them a job that they feel productive and successful at, and the other workers there are happy because they don't have to do the job.
Right.
So,
and it's all about being fulfilled and finding out, what is going to give you such fulfillment.
Yeah, and a paycheck sure helps.
Yeah, just like anybody. Just, this person might have a disability.
Right.
It's really interesting, the work you do. Tell us more about your social enterprise. How does it work, and what services you provide to this community?
Oh, okay. Well, this has also evolved a bit in the last 5 years. It was 5 or 6 years ago, Community Mainstreaming opened a bakery in the village of Port Washington. It was called Sweet Comfort Bakery and Cafe. And the idea was to have a place where we could employ people with disabilities alongside people who don't have disabilities. And also perhaps have another means of income for the organization. What happened, though, we found after a couple of years, it was very difficult to run a small retail shop in a village, and we were struggling financially. So I guess it was about 1.5 years ago, I'm in a group of alumni that are involved with nonprofits, and I met a young man who was opening a coffee shop in Long Island City called Co-Feed. And he wanted to do a social enterprise in that 10% of the gross revenue was going to go to a charity. So it was a model for social enterprise because it's a for-profit business, but they're going to give some of their revenue to a nonprofit. So I went to visit his shop, and I was really intrigued. It was very hipster, Brooklynish, and I asked my friend for advice, and what happened was after a couple of months, we went into a partnership where they're now managing our bakery is now a Co-Feed coffee shop. And the baking that we do is now outsourced to all of their other shops that they've brought online in the last couple of years. So now we're financially fine.
Yeah.
And we also, in the shop, they employ some of our guys in different roles, and we also use it as an assessment and training center for our pre-vocational program.
Wow, what a win-win.
Yeah, it's
everyone.
Really, it is. And it gives us a face in the community. So there are a lot of people in the community that in Port Washington, we have 3 homes, and a lot of people know us. We've been there a long time. So it's nice for us to have interaction with the customers as well.
What a good learning experience that is for everyone. Really.
For all of us, yes.
Interesting. This week was declared Direct Support Professional Recognition Week.
That's
nationally,
right.
And with Governor Cuomo. Tell us what a direct support professional is and what role they play in community mainstreaming and other organizations like yours. Okay.
Well, direct support professionals are the heart and soul of this work that we do. They are the people that hour by hour support people with disabilities. It could be either in the residence or in the community or on the job. We have job coaches. Anybody who works directly with someone on a day-to-day basis is considered a direct support professional. And this is as I said, this role, they carry out all of the plans that we make with the families. They carry out all of the clinical plans.
They're the point of contact.
Absolutely. And it's exhausting work, emotionally and physically, but they're the true heroes in the field, and I think it's really important to recognize them and to recognize their value. I mean, one of the things we fight very hard for is that they get a living wage, and we try to lobby for that with our representatives in Albany and nationally. So, I just think it's a nice time for us this week to say thank you to them and to tell them we do appreciate them and we do consider them professionals.
Sure.
And, they're certainly not at the bottom of the food chain. They're at the top.
Yeah, because you couldn't do the work without him.
Absolutely.
And so do you make it a point not just on, Direct Support Professional Week, but, in the course of the work that you do to, say thank you? Because your volunteers just must be so vital to the work that you do.
Yes, absolutely. Do we do it enough? Not if we don't do it every day and every shift.
Right, of course.
But we try to,
Yep.
and we try to include the people who work directly with our individuals on the organization's committees and planning teams. And, again, even when we're planning for somebody's support services, who knows them better than the people that are there 24 hours a day?
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. So now, we talk about the great work that you do, but all of this comes at a cost. What kind of fundraising events do you have? How do you raise funds for the great work that you do?
Well, CMA is very fortunate. We do have some very dedicated donors who support our work. We have 3 main events during the year that help support the work that we do, and we sometimes do, like right now we're working on a capital campaign to fix up the homes a bit. So we have in May, we have a golf outing, which is at the first 2 Mondays of May at Muttontown Country Club. And we've had 3 gentlemen, Jerry Levy, Jerry Pinsky, and Mark Engel, who for 20 years have been the chair people of this event. And it raises a lot of money for CMA. So they bring their friends, their contacts, and it's phenomenal. And they're very, very dedicated, and they know the people that we serve very well, and they know our mission. We also have a comedy night that we just had in Manhattan at BB King's.
Nice.
Which was a lot of fun. And October 30th, we have our annual gala at Lake Success Country Club, and we're honoring Debbie and David Cohen. Debbie is a woman who is a volunteer who comes to our homes, and she's a physician by training. She's phenomenal. She really knows all the people very well. She runs exercise classes, and she's just a good friend. And believe me, deserves to be honored.
And are you going to have some of the people with disabilities, people you serve at this event as well?
Yes, actually, the CMA choir performs, which is always a lot of fun. And then some of the people come as guests. So it really is a wonderful time, and we usually have 1 or 2 of our individuals talk about the supports that they receive from CMA and how it's helped them.
What the great things that CMA does. So, on the website, an interesting thing, on the website it says that community mainstreaming has helped extraordinary people lead ordinary lives. Right. What does that mean? What does that mean to CMA, and why is that your mission statement?
Well, I think that, as I said before, everybody has talents and skills, and the individuals that we support and serve are very special people, and that's where the extraordinary comes from. And as I said before, I feel like they're our family members, and we think they're fabulous. What we want them to do is to have an ordinary life. Just means the same life that anybody else would have, and we want it to be as fulfilling as anybody else's life would be. So we want them to participate in work, family, friends, social activities, and that's
Like
our
anyone
mission.
else.
Yeah, to get it done.
Very interesting. Eileen Egan, thank you so much for joining us. The web address is communitymainstreaming.org. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening to The Nonprofit Voice, produced by Marketing Works and Ron Gold. Listen to us every Saturday morning at this time. If your nonprofit is interested in appearing or for more information, visit us online at thenonprofitvoice.com. Hope to see